Oh!
Oh, it's so childish.
Then when I said toothless dragon, your mind went to a gutter.
Well, why would you say that then? Oh, is that dark?
For young You've just walked out.
Gets into scrapes over his nuts.
Brooms, visually captivating for young eyes. Oh, where have they gone? They've just walked out. Come on, come back, chaps. I'll tell you what it is anyway. It was visually captivating for young guys anyway. It was fantastic. They've just walked out.
Fantasia. And all the time you've had to prep for this show. And you choose...
Thanks for that.
This is the As Yet Unnamed podcast with Ian Barstow, Damian Lee, and Darren Antrobus.
Laughed like this for a long time. Dear God.
Three men close to a midlife crisis.
Shut up! We are back again next week, hopefully, unless I drive round to each of their houses and murder them. This is about the 15th time we've had to do this.
Three microphones.
A bear through a little hole in the fake cave that they
A
made.
little what? Sorry. No, let's go back. A little what?
A little bear.
No, before
No.
the bear. You said the bear, but before the bear, what? What was that word?
What's wrong?
What was the word? Say the word.
Oh.
A roll?
One Zoom call, all lead to this.
I've always liked a bit of both, to be honest. I like them both. Do you know? I like Star Wars and I like Star Wars.
Oh dear.
Oh my dear Lord. So no, but whatever you fancy, really. Whether you fancy. I mean, look, whether you like the cards or whether you like what's his name? What's his name? What is his name?
Stop it!
Days.
Stop it.
He was fluffy too.
Funny.
Anyway, right, move on. What's your next one, Ian?
I was going to
10
say,
years from that.
It's the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
top 5 TV shows, a really varied mix on there, for fuck's sake.
I'm so sorry. I had a twitch. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's so hot.
So welcome to episode number 5.
We only booked a weekend away. We get back into...
You missed that, Damien.
Don't start, please.
So I'm going to read you the headline. Mum wakes up daughter, 21, every day by licking her all over and pretending she's a dog. I used to look at the male underwear section, but that's a completely different story. Birograph.
Now, I used to be massive into buses, so I used to make little buses.
Oh, look, it's a number 57. Oh, it's 2 minutes early. Oh, look, it's engine number 4259.
Right, number 5 is my Superman outfit. I had a turtle costume. I had Raphael, the red one. The red thing. Sorry.
Do you know what? This hasn't gone down great this week. You're all a bunch of...
It's the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Haven't you got any stains on your tracksuit bottoms?
No, because it's called a washing machine, you dirty animal. I'm going to play you clip number 1.
But please stop it. It's quite nice.
What, this
What's the matter with you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you got a moose or something next to you?
Just question if the Terminator has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Done.
Let's ride on a white thing that's covered in warts.
Don't. Just don't.
You're right, did you just drop one? You kind of look really relieved.
Tom Hanks, not Tom
Oh,
Cruise.
sorry! Oh. Drum roll, please.
Moonwalker, Michael Jackson.
No.
He could have had anything. Barbara, why are you living in my house? Get out. Stop licking the spoon, you dirty...
It's the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Explain the rules again about animation. Don't say you straight because I'm married, alright?
A disc. Oh, bless him. Bless him.
Daley Thompson with a joystick. That's a joystick, you pervert.
Wow.
Anyways, wig blew off.
Oh, sorry.
Damien, are you on delay? I'll drive to Redditch and punch you in the face if you carry that on. Okay, lady girls? Tinkerbell's toe. That's a really good name for
A bell. Yeah.
And I'm gonna... Oh!
Oh, it's so childish.
Then when I said Toothless Dragon, your mind went to a gutter.
Well, why would you say that then? Oh, is that dark?
For young... They've just walked out.
Gets into scrapes over his nuts.
This is the As Yet Unnamed podcast with Ian Barstow, Damian Lee, and Darren Antrobus.
Right, can you all do a 3, 2, 1 clap so I can get a decent time? Because marrying it
yeah,
up.
we're gonna...
Oh, hello, Darren, I can't hear you now. Darren?
You told me to clap.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you clap. There you go, in front of the microphone, not behind it. Right, 3, 2, 1.
clap.
Yeah, see, I can hear you then. Okay, don't worry, forget it. I've done my clap, it's fine. Right. Are we ready, everybody?
Yep.
Evening. How are you all doing?
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. It's the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Honestly, you would not quite believe what happens before we go on air. I'll tell you.
Oh, dearie me.
I've had a computer crash. Damien was like 2 seconds to go before we went live. Darren's about the only one that had nothing went wrong with.
Can I just say, if we go live one week and there's no issues, I'm going to really miss all the drama.
I've got to say, honestly, I love doing this and it's the highlight of my week, but my God, it's going to be the death of me. I've never ran or got rushed or got kids to bed and read stories and everything like that. It is a full-on owner of a company, podcaster, father, husband. My wife said, "Can I have a big cup of tea?" Yeah, no problem, love. Anything else you want? Want a meal?
Damien, when you read your kids' stories, was it like, so Plop was frightened of the dark, the owl that was afraid of the dark, and he lived happily ever after, night?
It was almost like Johnny Five. I was going, good night.
It's pretty much about how I feel in the last sort of 5 minutes before we go on. Anyway, we are here, we are live. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining us on Facebook. I'm going to go through the people I can see. So I've got Michelle Rogers is listening, is watching on my watch party thing that we're doing. We have also got Darren Winter, him from Brain Bites podcast, which I was on last week, if you want to go and listen to that. We've also got Anthony is on at the moment, and we've got Duncan's on as well. So thank you to the regulars, thank you to the new people. I hope you're enjoying it, or so far, and I hope you're going to enjoy this week's show. So, who are we? We are the As Yet Unnamed podcast. My name is Ian Barstow, joined by Mr. Damien Lee.
Hello.
And joined by Mr. Doe.
Hello, good morning, good evening, and good night.
So we are here today. It is International Podcast Day. Did you know? I found out it was International Podcast Day about half an hour ago. So it's like, oh, okay. So it is International Podcast Day. And I just want to say a quick thank you to the people. We've reached a bit of a milestone in our podcast listeners this week. In actual people that download the podcast, we've reached a bit of a milestone. So I'm really happy with that. We are going in the right direction, and volume and views and all of this sort of stuff is all good. So thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We're on episode number 13, this will be, and it'll be out on Monday. And if you want to go and subscribe, you can do. Go over to the asyetonunnamedpodcast.uk. Follow the links on there to subscribe and get this podcast in the audio version every single week. All good. And Colin's watching as well, so thank you, Colin.
Chaps, talking about podcast week, what was the very first podcast that you remember that you went, ooh, what's this, a podcast? Ooh, let's have a listen. Do you remember your first one?
Babe Station, probably.
Really?
Sorry, that wasn't a podcast, was it? No. Sorry, no.
Apparently his microphone's not working, I don't think. Yeah, his microphone. Shall we just carry on without the
back.
captain?
It's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Hello to Carol Barstow, who's watching at the moment as well, who's up north.
Always one of my favourites, to be honest.
Yes.
Carol.
A relation to me, so thank you for her for watching.
No, remember her back in 1987.
Yes, I think my first podcast was probably the Chris Moyle show on Radio 1 Days. I would imagine that was the first podcast I downloaded, and it was all new and fancy and like, oh, what's all this? And now it's
Moyles for me as well, yeah.
It's every Tom, Dick and Harry is doing them, but we are the best, so keep listening. Right, gentlemen, are we ready to get on with the show?
I think let's do it.
Okay, let's do it then. So this is the As Yet Unnamed podcast live on Facebook. We are now going to start recording the show. So sit along, enjoy, do interact on the Facebook chat as well if you're on there. And we will come back to you and say hello later on. So let's get on with it. This is the As Yet Unnamed podcast recording.
This is the As Yet Unnamed podcast with Ian Barstow, Damien Lee, and Darren Antrobus.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, hello. No, what's... hello. Oh, blimey. Sorry.
Oh,
Honestly, it is. Darren will tell you that this crashed on me earlier on as well, so I'm not convinced we're going to last the night. Right. I'm just going to go from the start of the talk over music. I will put the jingle in after. This will make the edit bit. You know it will, because the edit at the start. Yeah, it always.
These are the bits that I love.
Yeah, it always goes wrong.
You're actually watching a recording of us doing a podcast that goes out on a Monday, but this is live, and you see all the bits where Ian sweats and gets really moody. I love.
I get stressed easy.
You get
Anyway,
so moody.
I do. Let's try that again.
Love it.
Good morning, evening, afternoon, and hello, and welcome to the As Yet Unnamed podcast. My name is Ian Barstow. Welcome to episode number 13 of the podcast. And if you are listening on your podcast app, thank you very much. We reached a milestone in our podcast listenership, so I am very happy with that. I am joined, as ever, by Mr. Damien Lee. Hello, Damien.
Do you know what? Hi there, Ian. Morning or afternoon or evening. So excited. Thank you to everyone that downloads the podcast. People in New Zealand, Australia. There was even one in Indonesia, which is, how they understand this show is beyond me in Indonesia, but so good. Our regular listeners who tune in as well. People are watching on Facebook Party at the moment, or Facebook Chat Party Live.
Something
YouTube,
like
MySpace. So hi to Holly, hi to Stacey, hi to Paul. It's exciting. Everyone wants to be a part of the As Yet Unnamed podcast. I love it.
All three of us have got our signs. And Darren, don't speak yet, because I need to introduce you properly. We have a special theme tune for Darren for his introduction. So let's play this.
Watch out, Dazzler's about. Watch out, Dazzler's about. You better watch out, cause Dazzler's about. Hey, watch out, Dazzler's about. Watch out, Dazzler's about. You better watch out, cause Dazzler's about. You better watch out, cause Dazzler's about.
Story behind that, would you like to hear it?
Well, a bit moody, to be honest.
Very
We've had
quickly.
demos about, have we?
No, go on.
Or ages about. Go on.
So when I was working at Sunshine Radio over in the Ludlow area, I was doing drive time, and still I was the guy that went out and did all the outside broadcasts outside. I was the kind of like the Noel Edmonds Christmas presents kind of guy, and I've done that on every radio station. And my mate AD James, who you might know,
yes, AD,
good friend of mine,
yes,
AD. Hi,
AD James. Hello.
Love him.
That's his production. That's his voice.
Is that him?
That's AD James.
A bit of backstory for people that don't know. All three of us are intertwined and interconnected lives. AD James used to be on Hospital Radio Pulse back in the day when it first joined.
Indeed.
Yeah,
And we all
very
slept
good.
together once.
Damien, you are obsessed.
What do you mean?
Absolutely obsessed with sleeping together. It's never going to happen.
Look, it's just because I like a cuddle. Do you know what I mean? We all get close in a little
Yeah,
bed,
but
and we've
your
all got
cuddles
our-
tend to go on a bit more. They tend to turn into something else, from what I've heard.
All right, voyeur. Just because you like wardrobes and having a peek. you
Shake
perv.
hard for 10 seconds.
Let's just hope this never gets picked up by another radio station and we end up doing the breakfast show together, because the promo photograph would have to be us
In bed.
three in a bed with a bowl of cornflakes. You've seen it, haven't you? In the
Yeah.
Well,
promo
I tell you
photos.
what, I tell you. I mean, let's go for it.
I
you
didn't
know?
get a chance to. Dan sent us all a message on Facebook when he said he was going to do the show naked, and then he mentioned his grey downstairs hair, and I was just like, I wasn't really going to mention it, and it's just like, no, that's just not a thought
Thanks.
I want. Thank you.
I had just come off a really moody conference call at work at the time, and I pressed this video and I was thinking, great, I get to now look at the big potato head, and I was kind of, when you're semi-listening, and I just heard grey things on your bottom area.
Short and curlies.
And my tea just went everywhere over my screen. So thanks for that, Darren. And to be fair, why are they grey? You're not that old, are you?
Have you? I've got a chin like a badger's bottom. Look at that.
It's funny because I always remember Ian's being ginger.
I am not ginger in anywhere, nowhere ginger.
You ginger
Sorry,
tonight?
strawberry.
I look ginger because of this camera, which is still
Right.
not right. Anyway, so coming up on the show today, we are going to. The first half tends to be funny stories, a bit of a laugh. We're going to do the mystery voice, and then in the second half, our top 5 this week is our top 5 sporting moments. I was happy with this. I've had loads. It was easy for me. I think Damien was easy for you as well. Darren, I'm not quite sure he's looking forward to this one at all.
One of our subscribers and downloaders, Anthony Allard, is a DJ friend of mine, a DJ named Tony James, and he's looking forward to my top 5 because he knows you're gonna kill me.
We will do your top 5 first, I think, Darren. So. Damien, I believe you have a story which you said to me earlier perfectly suits you.
Yeah, I do, and I'm going to have to get the old little other laptop, so I'm just going to turn around slightly. And you know me and my stories. I always like them to be a bit out there. And this isn't out there, but it's just, I couldn't believe it. And it's a story, again, that's true. So, many of you shop at IKEA? Any of you IKEA shoppers on here?
We went on Sunday.
I've only ever been to IKEA once and never again.
All right. So when you go to IKEA, you kind of expect to see furniture with unusual names like Kallax or Pyong. They're all kind of a bit out there and a bit, IKEA, yeah. Well, this isn't something you normally expect from other stores. However, shoppers have recently noticed that John Lewis is getting in on the trade, and they've decided to go all a bit funky names as well. So according to John Lewis's website, the sofas are made by a company called Loaf, right? Loaf. That's, not that funny. Okay.
As in bread.
Yeah, as in bread. Now, they sell a sofa which is called the Squishmeister.
The what?
The Squishmeister.
Is that aimed at people like myself with big bottoms?
Now, the Squishmeister is actually it's their sofas. They are Squishmeisters. Now, they actually sell in this Squishmeister range a sofa called the Cuddle Muffin.
Oh, I want one of those. I really want one of those.
So basically, one of the ladies who went to the till never thought the day would come when they saw a sofa that would make them want to go on a little bit of a psycho spree. Now, in terms of the John Lewis product, it's described as a relaxing squish muffin. Feels just as you'd expect. Generous curve, feather-filled cushions, and a racked back create the perfect spot for lounging. Apparently, they come in blue, green, white, and grey. Prices start off from £1,700, which is quite nice. And apparently, Kelly, whose story this is all about, wasn't the only person that is a fan of these sofas. Lots of celebrities have been getting involved in the Squish Muffin fan club. So apparently, someone else joked, but it was illegal in a public place even before the coronavirus was even around. So I don't get it. But for me, the Squishmeister, the autumn foliage one that's coming out. And there's even one that's going to be called the Fiddlestick. So stay tuned for more sofas.
What? Why? Why would you call a sofa Fiddlestick?
Well, I don't know.
It's just stupid. It's a sofa.
So there you go. If you fancy going to IKEA, get yourself a Squishmeister and get yourself a Fiddlestick.
It's like if it's a grey colour, they could call the colour Old Man Curly's, maybe. I don't know.
What's the matter with you? Because all you're talking about tonight is your flipping pubes. And I've had enough.
Just come and sit down.
The show's only just started.
Just come and sit down on me, Old Man Curly's. Oh,
Darren, it's worse when you drop some Cocoa Pops in them. You just struggle to find them.
Oh, this is making a trailer. This is a trailer, isn't it?
Where's your Cocoa Pops gone? Well, I tell you.
Back at the Swift and Curly's, Swiftman Curly's, Silverman Curly's. Oh, anyway.
We lost at least 5 listeners after that conversation.
We did. I want to play a game with you. I want to play a game.
Right.
So I've come across a clip which is very funny, but I want to play this game first. So have you both got pen and paper?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
We're going to play a round of Countdown. And for those that know, those not in this country, Countdown is a show that's gone on for years. It was the first ever show broadcast on Channel 4. So we're going to do a words
Can I just say something there? Have you seen how cocky he's gone? So for those of you who that's not his voice.
That's not my voice either.
For those of you who aren't in this country, bear with me. How many people do you think we've got from other countries?
Well, you've seen the stats. We've got people from the US, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand. So, we've got people. Anyway,
Excited.
pens at the
listen,
ready.
I'm dyslexic. I hate games.
It's
where
all
you
right.
got
It's fine.
spell.
It's fine. Right. I'm going to give you the letters. So these are the letters in this game, and they are R. Are you writing these down?
Yep, certainly
Yeah.
are.
So good.
Certainly are.
RH,
Yeah.
D,
Right.
AA,
Yeah.
R,
Yeah.
O,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
E. Those are your words.
Okay. Can
You've
we have
got
some
30
music?
seconds.
Let's get this.
Darren,
Oh, poo. I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
how many letters? Any, none?
I was going to go radio all. But no.
Damien, how many letters?
3.
Damien, what's your 3?
Row. As in like a piece of row. I'm just going to the shop, okay? What do you want? Nice piece of raw.
With chips. Right, let's hand
I've got
over.
another one.
What? Have you got another one?
Rada.
That's not really a word in the dictionary. That's an organisation for actors. So let's go over to the late, great Richard Whiteley and speak to the contestants on his show.
Amanda.
I've got diarrhea.
That's fantastic. What about you, Richard?
Yeah, I've got diarrhea too. I have to say that we've got diarrhea as well. Have you not got diarrhea?
No, it's pathetic, isn't it?
So that was the late,
Oh,
great
my
Richard
days.
Whiteley, and so you can make diarrhea out of those letters. Now this got me going. Now you know how my mind works sometimes, and you know I like to have a little bit of fun. So let's go back to Richard.
Amanda.
I've got diarrhea.
That's fantastic. What about you, Richard?
Yeah, I've got diarrhea too. I have to say that we've got diarrhea as well.
Come on, man.
Have you not got diarrhea?
Serious
No,
journalistic
pathetic,
show.
isn't it?
I can't hear it.
Oh, no.
It's finished. It's fine, Darren. It's finished.
Do you know what I love about this show? I always thought it was quite banterish. Now I just know it's banterish. Just a couple of blokes having a joke,
There is.
drinking their tea. I tell you.
I don't care what anybody says. Fart humour is funny across
Excuse
the
me?
board.
No.
Yes.
When you've got children, you know it's a trump. Okay?
It is,
Okay.
yeah.
A trump.
Thank you.
Which-
We don't say the naughty word, we say poo. Okay?
Which could
Where
lead
are you
us
off to,
on-
Daddy? I'm off to a poo. Okay?
The trump could lead us on to the presidential debate last night, but we won't bother. We won't go down that route.
Wow. Okay, can you shut up, man?
That was a brilliant line, and I loved him for it.
Wowzers. I tell you, he might dropped him, didn't he? He might dropped him.
Yes. Right. So that was my little countdown fun. Now Darren sent me a clip of something he talked about, didn't you, Darren? On your
Oh yes, today on the Breakfast Show. Did I mention
Yes,
I
you
still
did mention you
yeah.
do a breakfast.
You were
show
so cute
every
then,
week.
Ian, because I mean, you know, sometimes there's a thing with who's the campist between Ian and Damien, and you just went then. Darren sent me a clip.
Whatever.
It was a really lovely clip as well. Should we play the clip?
So this clip is something that I saw today, and I made this today because apparently this is the parrot story, isn't it, Ian? You're referring to, I take it, yeah. So I think it's Leicester or Lincoln, anyway, somewhere else, not around these parts or around your parts either. There's a wildlife park, and they have a parrot or a bunch of parrots, and apparently these parrots have been swearing, saying rude words to people that are walking past and going, "Oh, look, children, lovely parrot." And the parrot's going bleep, 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 bleep. But listen, the thing is, you have to teach these parrots to say these things. Parrot, so either one or two things happening. Mummy and daddy are walking past and swearing, which I don't think is going to be happening in front of the kids, right? Or the trainers or the people that look after the birds are swearing or teaching the birds to swear. Because a parrot's not going to just pick it up out of nowhere, are they?
Right. No, and parrot swearing is very, very funny.
Yeah. So I've got an uncle that used to keep a parrot, and
try saying that 17 times after a vodka.
Used to keep a parrot.
Keep a parrot or two.
And this parrot, he used to sit there for hours teaching it things like "Who's a pretty boy?" "Hello," "Make a cup of tea," all that kind of stuff. Never taught you any swear words. So I made this clip. Would you like to take it from there, Ian?
I will. I didn't really edit this very well because I haven't got the end bit. I've got the whole bit of you talking and I can't fast forward it.
I'll just play it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Damien, do you want to listen to the whole 55 seconds of it?
I mean, I can't wait, to be honest.
Or should I just play the clips that I've done?
Yeah, just play the clips you've done. Yeah, cheers.
Sorry, Darren. That's my fault. I didn't edit it right. I might put it in later. So Darren sent me this clip and it's very funny. And then I went on a bit of a search on YouTube and I came across a parrot called Ruby. And this is an internet famous parrot for swearing. So this is clip number 1.
Do you love me?
That was him. Do you love me? And he told him to F off. The next one is very. I like this. Is one of my favourites.
Ah bon. Est-ce que vous voudrez boire?
What makes this? What makes this is the fact that he sounds like he's a 60-a-day smoker because his laugh is like. Like that. So I've got 2 more. This one.
Come on, you can say other things apart from swear words. Stop cursing and speaking French.
Unbelievable. Have you got any footage of him just doing his normal chatting?
I will put a link to this video in the show notes because it's very funny. And this is the last one.
Hello, Bubs.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
He's got beef, hasn't he? To be honest, that parrot ain't getting a lot of love, to be honest.
But it's the parrot. So he's obviously picked this up from the owner, who obviously swears quite a lot. And I'm not averse to swearing. We don't do it on this show, but I'm not adverse to swearing. But yeah, he's obviously uses every swear word under the sun. So we do get some really nice "shut up, you." And telling him to F off. So that was I like that.
Well, there you go. I mean,
funny
you don't always get parrots like that, do you? To be honest,
no. Some of them are nice.
You a fan of a parrot, Ian, or
not really? They're a bit scary.
Darren, you a fan of a parrot?
I used to love my uncle's parrot. He used to say some really cool things. Really cool. Never swore though.
I'd have said you're more of a Mackay kind of guy.
Isn't that an 80s and American cop show?
Is that a thing, by the way? Is there a bird called a Mackay?
I think it's called. Isn't it a macaque? Rather than a macaque?
No, they're monkeys.
Is that? Oh no, it is. Yeah, that's a monkey.
It's a monkey. It's not even a parrot. It's not even a parrot.
Not even a parrot.
Oh dear. Have you heard of the Mackay? Who was that then?
What?
Was that you, Ian?
No, I don't think that was me. Was it?
Who did that little?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
If there is any audio of that, someone just did the tiniest little laugh, and it was just like. Please.
I will listen back.
That has to be in a clip because whoever that was a little laugh, a little tiny laugh. Oh dear me.
Lovely.
We've got one of
Three
our
men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. It's the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
I need a warning sign, don't I? I need to hold up a yellow card or something to say I'm going to play a jingle or something like that.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, sorry, Damien, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We've got one of our regular listeners who likes to listen, and he's put can't beat a bit of toilet humour. Paul, I don't know what you're on about because you've tuned into a very intellectual show. We discuss art, artifact. Sometimes we even discuss the value of. Isn't that right, boys?
Yes, Damien.
Oh,
You look quite nice tonight, Ian. You look quite handsome. You got your white thing going on.
I've had a shave. I've had a shave as well after Darren called me old yesterday.
You did look like a grumpy Uncle Albert or something.
Yeah. I won't lie. You looked.
I was trying to grow it out. The trouble is, the beard just sort of grows on there. It doesn't fill out on the sides. It just sort of grows at the front, and it. Just...
I could just see, your next door neighbours coming around with your pudding.
He doesn't have next door neighbours. He lives in very, very very
The only
nice
people that
area.
ever come around this house are the servants, dear. Nobody else.
I can believe that. I've seen your house.
Blimey. What do you mean you've seen his house? I've known him longer than you. Why are you seen his house?
Well, before the rule of 6 came in, we made sure we got together.
Yeah. Oh, did we not tell you that, Damien?
Oh, right.
Sorry. Apologies. Sorry about
Bothered.
that. Right. Thank you very much to people watching on Facebook and watching live on Facebook Live and on YouTube and on Twitch as well. So thank you to that. Right. I'm going to go back in now and I've got one more story to do. And I like this one. This is another clip from Darren. So we'll do a clean edit, ladies and gentlemen. Clean edit. I don't know if you've seen this video, which has been around for a while, and Darren pointed me in the direction of this video, and it is absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to play the audio. This is sort of like edited version of it, but I'm going to play the audio. So this is basically, I'll give you the story. This is an Irish family, and I believe it's actually in Ireland. You're right there, Damien. Oh dear!
Did a gust of wind come in then? What happened?
Leave your spider.
Was it a false widow?
It was something widow, I tell you. I didn't like that.
Well, if you react like that to that, then you might not like this one. So this is basically, it's an Irish family, and a bat has managed to fly into their kitchen. And I'm just going to play the audio. It's very funny.
Catch him, Derry! Derry, catch him! There's a bat! Look at the bat! Get a bat! Look at the bat! Get a bat out of the house! Mom, will you get out? Derry, will you catch him? Oh! 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 Jesus, new. Catch him, Derry! Catch him!
Catch him, Derry!
Catch him, Derry! Bigger towel.
It's a bat!
Get him now.
It's a bat!
Get him. Oh! Marie, will you stop looking in the door? Oh! Jeez. Catch him, Derry! Catch him! You're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh, my Lord.
Just... That's it. Oh! He nearly got it that time. Nearly. No, he's still flying around the place. Quick. Oh! Oh! You're doing a great job, Derry. That's it. Stand up, Derry. Oh! Did you get him? No, he's there. He's making a mockery out of you, boy. Oh! Oh! He's on me!
Honestly, the video is brilliant. It is so funny.
Oh, dearie me.
It's just really good. And obviously you get lovely clips like this.
Catch him, Derry. Oh! Oh! He's on me! That's it. Oh! He nearly got it that time. Bigger towel. That's it. Get him now. Quick. Get him.
Which obviously leads my mind down a very strange route. I'm just going to play this.
What we want to do is we want to sort of double the volume in size.
That's it. Oh! He nearly got it that time.
Shake hard for 10 seconds.
Nearly.
You can experiment with going deeper.
Oh! Oh! You're doing a great job, Derry. That's it. Stand up. get him? Oh! Oh! He's on me!
Oh, I'd love to know where my mind gets these ideas from.
What are you doing? Are you collecting all of this audio up to make like a greatest hits album? or
Oh,
something?
definitely.
It
Right.
just gets hotter.
So-
Hotter and hotter and hotter.
We can now do all of this.
What we want to do is we want to sort of double the volume in size.
Catch him, Derry.
You can experiment with going deeper.
Oh! Oh! He's on me!
I think you're a one lump kind of guy.
Bigger towel, that's it. Get him now, quick. Get him.
Shake hard for 10 seconds.
That's it. Oh! He nearly got him that time. Oh! Oh! He's on me!
That sounds
Oh,
like
I am perspiring. I won't lie.
that sounds like
Oh,
the-
dearie me.
my work's Christmas do last year. It just
Oh, you do make me giggle. I tell you.
Oh, I love
That was good.
those clips.
That was good. I
Oh.
did enjoy that. Wow.
I'll put a link to that video in the show notes as well, because it is absolutely it's if you want cheering up, watch it. It's 2 minutes long. Watch that. It's for me that's almost as good as the Fenton video. If anyone remembers the Fenton clip, anyone remember the Fenton clip? No. So it was where
never heard of this one.
it was where a dog ran after a group of deer, and this bloke's running after him, and the dog is called Fenton, and he just shouts If you search for the Fenton video, it was big years ago. One final clip I'm going to play for you, which I came across. So you may remember we had this one.
30 degrees in Spain feels like 30 degrees. 30 degrees in Greece feels like 30 degrees. 30 degrees in Italy feels like 30 degrees. But 30 degrees in the United Kingdom feels like I'm being f***ed sideways by the Human Torch and then getting finished off with a bit of all by a fire-breathing f***ing dragon. I've moved 4 feet and I'm sweating as much as Prince f***ing Andrew.
I love that. So that is by That Ginger Fella 1 on TikTok, and he's also on Facebook as well. So That Ginger Fella 1. But he's come out with a new video. He's basically solved our Christmas issue because, you know, we may not be able to meet up over Christmas.
The new COVID rules state that only 6 people can meet at one time, but 30 people can attend a funeral. So this Christmas, you kill the turkey and have 30 people come to its funeral. Christmas is solved!
How true is that?
What a guy. Ginger one.
works.
Love him.
That Ginger Fella 1 on TikTok if you want to go and follow him. Right, let's do this week's mystery voice, I think. I will play a jingle and then we will do the mystery voice.
It works for Clarkson, May and Hammond. We're not quite sure it works for Antrobus, Lee and Barstow. But they're doing it anyway. You're listening to the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
So this is week 3 of the mystery voice. We have had guesses. Mario Lopez, Justin Timberlake and Justin Bieber are the 3 guesses that you two have come up with. And it's neither of those. So I will play you this clip twice. Do you know who this is?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
One more time. Do you know who this is?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
Ooh.
That didn't flash on the lights, but anyway. Darren thinks he says this every week. He says, oh, I know who that is. And then he doesn't actually know who it is. You said last week you knew who it was.
I think I know who it is.
Right then. Well, we're going to go with Damien first.
See, last week you said my guess was there, and I think he's a rather good-looking bloke. I think he was maybe in a High School Musical, and I believe he's also The Greatest Showman. I think it's Mr. Zac Efron.
Darren, who's your guess?
I'm going to go down a similar kind of route, but not Zac Efron. I'm going to go with a guy that is in a family pop band, a boy band. And he was in Jumanji, whatever it's called.
100% you've not got that right. You just take a look at Ian's face. He could never play poker. It was like, really? Family band.
Who is
Is it Nick Jonas?
Okay, so we've got Zac Efron and Nick Jonas are your guests. Is either of you right? No, you're both wrong.
Oh, come on.
It is neither Zac Efron or Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas would be a bit of a random one to be throwing out there, I have to say, even for me. You not think?
Yeah, but he's famous
Now, it's
anyway.
funny because I've got a watch party going on as well, and someone has guessed it. And I think it might be right, but I can't say because it won't be my guess. But they're normally quite good, and I think it could be right.
Right. Okay. So who is this?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think.
Listen, for the record, I don't mind if.
Oh no, I do because it means I've got to find another one if that person gets it right. Let me drag it out for another week.
I mean, do you want to know who the listener thinks it is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Go on then.
Got a listener, James Marshall, who actually thinks it could be Ryan Seacrest.
I don't think it is because I know his voice.
I'm sorry. Is he a neighbour? All right, Ryan. How's it going?
So-
You've been looking through my hall again?
I don't think that's right.
Pardon?
Anyway.
Been looking through what?
Me all.
Okay. James, who I think have I met James once? I think
you've met James.
I think
yeah.
I've only
I
ever
think you
met.
shared a bed back in the 80s.
No, we didn't share a bed. You're obsessed. We didn't share a bed. Your guess of Ryan Seacrest is wrong.
Oh.
So it is not Mario Lopez. It is not Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Zac Efron, Nick Jonas, or Ryan Seacrest. So who is this?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think.
If you don't get it next week, I will give you a clue as to who
You're
it
so
might
good to
be.
us. You so spoil us.
Thank you.
Look at his little face. I just want to get those little cheeks, bless him.
Who's just so Anthony is so Dunk thinks he might know who it is as well. Keep hold of that till actually if you want to get in contact with us, Dunk, go onto the website, the asyetUnnamedpodcast.uk, and use contact us and send me a message on there. And then if it is right, and these two are wrong again next week, I will let you know that it is right, but not reveal it to you two. Does that make sense? Yes, Damien.
I would love to say, actually, because as Ian said at the start of the show, we've had a really good week and we appreciate all the downloads and people listening. It was a record week for us last week, which we're so excited about. And it gives us a breakdown of where people are listening. There's New Zealand, there's America, there's Australia, Indonesia. I'd love to know who our lovely listener in Indonesia is. Drop us a little Facebook message. Drop it on there. Say hi. It'd be great to know. Indonesia. Then we can do a show live from Indonesia.
It's probably Hooray Henry on a gap traveling, maybe. I don't know.
Who?
Can you still do
Hooray
that?
Henry?
Hooray
Well, you know what I
Henry?
mean.
No, I don't.
Is that a daddy? Buy me a pony, daddy. I want a pony, daddy. Daddy, I
Yes.
want to go on a gap year, daddy.
Yes.
Pony.
Yes.
One of
Who you
them.
are, Henry.
Yeah.
It's true though. I do.
Darren, I do like your plant behind you. I've got to say, is it a plant or a lady with long hair? I can't really tell.
Well, if it's a lady with long hair, she
very,
needs
very
some-
thin.
She needs
Yeah.
some meat inside her.
I do love your poster as well, but all I can see is tee up. Hello, tee up. That's better. There we go. Marvellous.
Just to Dunk, if you go on to the asyetUnnamedpodcast.uk, which is our website, leave us a message on the contact us one on there and let me know. It is not the presidential son who you've just said. Is it the presidential son? It isn't.
Sorry, you all right? Did you do a little burpee there?
Me? I
Yeah.
was just about to, and then I had to hold it.
Let's be honest, you burped, didn't you?
I didn't burp.
Live
I
to
did.
Indonesia.
I did that little bit. It's anyway.
Oh, not acid.
Yes.
It goes a bit sickly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
Acid
I think it's
reflux.
that the chemical there that repeated on you was called bile.
Is that me? It's the way he's so he says it's the chemical there is bile. You're so cute. Your little face. Bile.
You can experiment with going deeper.
That's it. Oh, he nearly got it that time.
Get the bat. For God's sake, get the bat. This is why we do it every Wednesday or Monday at 6 a.m. You probably, people are listening to this now, and the cornflakes brilliant.
See, I'm interested to know why when I listened to that bat clip to start with, and then I suddenly thought, do you know what? I could make a really good clip about that, which goes a slightly, bit risque, and I end up with this.
What we want to do is we want to sort of double the volume in size.
That's it. Oh, he nearly got it that time.
Shake hard for 10 seconds.
Nearly.
You can experiment with going deeper.
Oh. Oh. You're doing a great job there. Oh, that's it. Stand up. Did you get him? Oh! Oh! He's on me!
Oh, dear.
That is very cleverly put together, that.
Do you know something? I tip my hat to Barbara, who produced this show, because that was... what's the matter with you?
Barbara had absolutely nothing to do with that. She's useless in the week, and all she does is just turn up at your house on a Wednesday night.
Listen, I'll tell you what, when Barbara turns up on a Wednesday night, to tell you what, me and her, we watched Last of the Summer Wine mainly, with a little bit of a repeater spitting image, and then we watched The Krypton Factor on DVD.
And she's not a very good producer. She makes sure you're not here on time, is she really?
One of my bulbs just went out.
Did
honestly, it? Just flashed. That's.
Have you not got LED lighting?
She's not dead. Sorry. Barbara's not dead. She's still here. Barbara's still here.
Right, should we do the end of the first half, people?
I can't wait.
Good.
This has been solid. It's been smooth. Very much like your.
That is it for the first half of the As Yet Unnamed podcast. We'll be right back after this very short informational thing. Just to let you know that you can listen to a special interview that Darren did, which dropped on Friday with Rayquin. So you can go and listen to that. A bonus extra episode of the As Yet Unnamed podcast will be on your podcast feed. Right, we'll be right back after this. This is the As Yet Unnamed podcast. First half done. So yeah, if you want to listen to Darren on this coming Friday, yes, this Friday coming. If you're watching this live, you can go and listen to Darren's interview with Rayquin that he did. So that will be going out soon. The Mel C one not quite so soon because that got cancelled, as we found out last week.
It's been rescheduled, incidentally.
To when?
To some point in October.
Okay, thank you. And Damien is hopefully going to be doing a interview with somebody soon, if he can actually ever get round to organising it, aren't you, Damien?
Very good at these digs, to be honest. I'm a busy guy, and yeah, I do. I will get around to it. I had a chat to him today, actually, so hopefully some very exciting content coming soon. It's good.
Excellent. Your audio's gone a little bit weird. I think it might be more bandwidth related rather than something else. So it will catch up in a moment. Yes, Darren, did you get that? A bit muffled.
Yeah, it's fine. Can we move on?
Talk about me being bossy.
Come on, I get tired on a Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I'm exhausted.
Well, you just go and do voice track it for the first 4 hours like you normally do.
For the benefit of any of my managers, I do not voice track the breakfast part of the show. That's the live part. How very dare you?
The after 10 o'clock bit, I've done that like 4 days ago. Sorry. I am joking if anyone from Darren's work is listening at the moment. We are taking the mickey out of him. Damien,
stop it.
That's fine.
I can
We'll
hear
do-
him.
I know. We can hear his mouth moving. We just do the show without him.
Well, apparently someone's just said on Facebook, Party Live, MySpace, that I'd frozen. Have I frozen?
No, you just didn't move for a while. I got an email from MySpace. Oh, no. Yeah,
really?
Paul Burgess has just said he's frozen. Bless him. Oh, yeah. He came back, though, didn't he? Yeah, I actually got an email from MySpace. It was like, blimey, didn't realise it was
Can you
alive.
remember Face Party?
No. Was that before Facebook?
Rude. Very
No,
rude.
I remember. Do you remember those chat rooms that people used to go in, or was that just me?
Right, move on. Let's get the second half.
I remember MSN before it was,
That was what it was.
Yeah,
it used to,
MSN.
Used to, like scrolling kept going up
Yeah.
with different messages, loads of people.
Was
on
it Grindr, Darren?
No,
The grinder wasn't around then, mate.
All right.
ASL, that's what you used to ask.
Actually, when we all met each other at Radio Pulse, did we? Facebook wasn't there then, was it?
Face what?
No, it was
Facebook.
Facebook
What
wasn't
was
there.
that face? Do that again. Ian, whatever you do in the edit, do it again.
Big.
Oh,
Do I need to do a zoom in on that bit?
Oh. I mean, you're a nice looking lad, but that's evil.
Like a gurn, like Les Dawson. Remember him?
Wow, what was your hand doing then? That
What
was
your
that.
hand
That was really dodgy.
Do you know what? I've had enough of this show. Absolute borderline filth.
That
Where
was
was his hand?
that was a proper dodgy movement. That was. That's going to
My
make the edit.
goodness me.
Oh, let's move on. Come on.
Yes, let's move
I
on.
think
Right,
so.
we're going to do the intro bit for the second half. So we all know how this goes, don't we, with the music? Yes, good. Right, fine. Let's do this. Clean edit. Welcome back to the As Yet Unnamed podcast. I am Ian Barstow.
Hello, I'm Damien Lee.
And I'm Darren Antrobus.
Almost perfect.
Hold on a minute. Whoa,
What is
whoa,
it? I'm not
cut it.
almost Darren
Cut.
Antrobus. I am
Let's
Darren
cut
Antrobus.
that. Hold on, Spielberg. There was nothing wrong with that there.
There was.
Just
There was
because
about
you
a
like
4-second gap between me saying my name and you saying your name.
You Ron
I
Howard
think
wannabe.
I think both of us were quite clean there, and you just came straight in. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. My name's it.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it?
Just because he looks like Ron Howard, don't need to come all directorish on us.
Can we do it again?
Cut. Take 2. Hello, welcome back to the As Yet Unnamed podcast. My name is Ian Barstow.
My name is Damien Lee.
And I'm Daz Antrobus.
If you're listening on your podcast app, don't forget to click on subscribe. And why not share the podcast with your friends as well? Because we really do want people to listen to this because we're really enjoying it and we think people are really enjoying listening to it as well. So in the second half of the podcast, we always do our top 5. This week's top 5 is the top 5 greatest sporting moments according to us. Darren is really looking forward to this because I think he's going to do really, really well. So we will start with Darren, I believe, because we'll get the bad stuff out of the way, and then we'll have our ones, Damien. So Darren, your top 5 sporting moments of all time, please. Off you go.
Bottled it. Can one of you two go first?
No, go on.
bottled
Go
it.
on. It's your go on. You do it.
So just to explain to people that haven't listened to the show before, every week in the second part of the show, we do our top 5. We've had top 5 kids programs. We've had top 5 toys, top 5 movies. Now, because Darren is quite, some would say, quite a manly man compared to old, us two. I thought this, Barbara, the producer, thought this was right up his street. And I thought he's going to absolutely smash this sport. He's there with his bristles and his manliness. And, you're a bit rubbish, aren't you, Daz? You don't really watch a lot of sport.
I don't watch any sport whatsoever. In fact, I went to my very first football game this February, just before Rona hit.
And what was it a local match, a big match?
Yeah, it was a Stoke City football match, and I got absolutely trolleyed.
Thanks for sharing
What
that.
a great advert. Do you know what?
I don't remember
Near
nothing about the
Australia,
match. I don't
New
remember nothing.
Zealand, all listening now. Darren Antrobus. Yeah, so to be honest, I got trolleyed.
So as someone has just said in the Facebook chat, Andy, thank you. Guys, please actually talk about something. So, Darren, do you want to do your top 5, please?
Oh, great. I'm sorry. Is this points of view now? Sorry, Anne Robinson.
Andy who? Can we do second name?
No, we're not going to do second name because I don't want to embarrass him. But Andy, we will move on. Darren.
All right, Andy. Let's make a note of that.
Is it the Andy that I work with by any chance?
Barbara,
No?
can you do me a
Does it begin with an E?
No.
No,
it's
okay,
not
it's not then. Right, let's move on. Go on, Darren.
Always loved Andy. Great guy.
Great guy. Thank you so much for listening. You're
Yes.
more than welcome to carry on listening. Darren, your
Right,
top
okay.
5 sporting moments, please.
Okay, so my number 5 that I'm dreading this. I'm absolutely dreading this. So number 5, I've chosen this. It was turned into a film because of his life story, and it basically his life when he was young was plagued with knee and leg problems, and he always told his parents that he wanted to be somebody famous in the world of sport. So he tried a load of different things and it didn't quite work for him. Much to his dad's dismay, he ended up becoming a world record breaker, and he also became the very first ski jumper from Britain to ski jump since 1928.
Okay.
And this was back in 1988.
Okay, I know where you're going with this one. I do know where you're going with this one.
And I've chosen him, and the fact that he did this, he jumped over 6 buses at one point as well at this world record attempt.
Buses.
Buses, yeah. And I just think I've chosen Eddie the Eagle Edwards. Yeah. Have I stolen one of yours?
No, not at all. I think what a guy as well. I've seen some interviews with him, and he's really humble. And he's one of these ones where people always said he was a bit of a joke and stuff. But I mean, has he made much money? I think he got quite a bit for the film and stuff. But he's a really nice guy, and he's one of those ones. And I think it is with us Brits. We like the underdog, and we like the underdog story. And I think with him, he really kind of came through stuff. And yeah, big fan of him. Actually.
Have you watched the film,
Darren?
Have you watched the film, Damien?
No, I haven't. No,
I would really, really recommend it. It's such a good film. It is so funny. Taron
Egerton.
Yes, him who played Elton John, stars as Eddie the Eagle, and he's really good. But it's a really, really good feel-good film. It's well worth a watch.
Quite an uplifting film.
Yes, well worth a watch.
Don't get me wrong, going off piste a little bit.
Going off
you get
piste.
it? Get
Do you know what? I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
No, I don't get it. What do you mean?
The soundtrack to the film is phenomenal as well. Set in the 1980s. So, and you'll see that in my top 5, there is a bit of a theme going here. So,
the 80s.
No, the
films.
Underdog.
I can guarantee. I can pretty much guess what one of them's going to be.
No, the underdog, and then he becomes a world record breaker, and he's done really well for himself. So,
yeah, I know one of them already.
So, do you approve of number 5?
Number 5 is okay.
I
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Ian, you're a bit of a geek, actually. Sorry, Darren, just to steal your thunder there. But can you remember the song to Record Breakers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to be a record breaker, that's about the only bit I know. And no, actually, I can't off the top of my head. Why?
Just wanted you to do that, to be honest.
Okay.
Your letter is only the start of it.
No, that's it.
No, that's not that one. No.
Just move on.
Let's
move on.
We'll fix that in the edit. Fix it in the edit, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, Ian, what's next? What's number 4, Darren? Move on.
Matter. Right, okay, number 4.
Moving on.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
What show from a similar era now can't be talked about because of a certain person? That one. Yes, well done.
Move on. Moving on. Nothing to see here. Moving on.
For the record.
No, just don't.
No, just don't. It's
Sorry.
fine. We'll carry on.
Right, okay.
Just make it
Feel
out
the
of
rhythm. Genuine mistake.
What makes it even worse, it's how we really got into the song as well. Let's just not. Like proper dancing to it.
He's on me!
Oh, dear.
Darren,
Right,
number 4,
okay.
please.
Right,
Move
number
on.
4. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's
Hammer time?
no bobsled time.
I knew that this would be one of your top 5. Yeah, you're talking about
Because I didn't realise.
Cool Runnings. You
until I
didn't
was going
realise it was
through-
real.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was a true story. It's actually a true story. I didn't realise that.
What are we talking about? Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. There's a theme here now.
Stop.
You've
Anyway,
just gone onto Google and you've done a
No.
search on top 5 sporting films.
No, I haven't.
You have.
Are these all right, Darren? Are these all film related?
No,
Darren,
not all.
specifically in the rules from Barbara, she actually said, "What are
Sporting
your top 5
moments.
sporting moments?" So
Yeah.
far, we've had a biopic about Eddie the Eagle, and next it's Cool Runnings with John Candy.
Anyway, shall
Do
I
you know what
continue
happened
in
to him?
I can't remember the film.
They came last, didn't they?
Did they?
Yes. They
Do you know
crashed.
What happened to the bobsleigh?
They
What happened
crashed.
to the bobsleigh team?
They crashed. In real life or in the film, they crashed.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, they
I'm not
crashed.
quizzing you, Ian. I'm quizzing
Okay.
our lovely Darren there.
I haven't seen it for years. Anyway, carry on. Right, so number 3. I did say I struggled with this, right? So number three is I didn't realise that this is an actual thing in this country. And I
Right.
actually went to see a game of this sport. And it was the most incredible game. There were little kids playing this, and there were older kids and loads of different teams. The team that I went to watch was called the Wilmslow Wasps, and they were absolutely amazing. I actually took part in one of the games for the radio station that I work at, and it hurt. It really, really hurt.
Yeah, so what is it?
The game was actually dodgeball.
And that's a sporting moment where?
Because I took part in it. Sporting moment. It's a brilliant, brilliant game, but it really hurt.
We haven't had a Damien lid close for a while, actually, so...
That's a sporting moment.
Oh, it's... Well, yeah, a worldwide sporting moment, that one, wasn't it?
Right. You know what?
And I didn't even know. I was really amazed to find out that we do actually have a dodgeball team.
You could have linked that into the film with Will Ferrell, because wasn't there a dodgeball film with Will Ferrell?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
I'm completely in agreement with Andy Egan, to be honest. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. I know what he means. Tuned in for a little bit of, banter, and you're talking, my top sporting moment. I remember it. I was a lad. I was sitting down watching telly, and I remember it was dodgeball.
Dodgeball is a sport, no?
Well, yeah, it is a sport, but it's not a sporting moment. There's no worldwide bring the world together. Anyway, Darren, number 2, please. We haven't got time.
Right. Okay. Number 2 then. This one is I don't want to do anymore.
Just do them. Come on, quick.
Right. Okay. So this one is actually a fictional story, but about a sport that I did.
Is it a film?
It is a film.
I forgot.
Go on.
It's a fictional story about a sport
the 80s?
that I actually quite like. There were about 8 or 9 of these films.
Why do we bother every single week?
If you do Space Jam as your number 1 film, honestly, I'll drive to Stoke and hit you.
Right. Okay. And one of the finest sporting moments in this film,
right,
is the point where
it's ice hockey, isn't it?
No, the trainer convinces the star of the film and the sportsman not to take this fight on because Clubber Lang knocked him into the middle of next.
So you're doing Rocky the film, the fictional film, as your second most sporting.
It's a sport.
Event. It's a film. It's not a proper boxing match. It's a film.
I mean, I'll give up now, to be honest. It couldn't be any clearer. Last week, right, open the envelope. We open the envelope at the end of the show. Right, next week, the top 5, guys, is your best sporting moments ever.
Hey,
sporting moments ever. in that wasn't.
Not a sporting film, Darren.
I don't watch nor do I take part in sport.
I don't take part in sport, and I don't watch that much sport. I can easily pick 5 greatest sporting moments.
It's part of the bloody show. You come on every week and you come out with Rocky Balboa.
Right. Do you want to
Come on, runnings.
Are you ready for my number 1?
I can't wait. Seriously. That's why I came. That's why I rushed over. Got my kids in bed. Didn't even have a story. Daddy can have a kiss. Forget it. I've got the podcast. Daddy, one more. Get in bed. See you later. Oh, you're not phoning Esther Ranson. See you later.
Right. Number 1.
Nice 80s throwback there, Darren.
Is a series of sporting events, but they are...
What, a film?
For me, I will watch them again and again. No, not a film, but I watch them again and again and again on YouTube, because when these two people stand in a ring and they go toe to toe and they are arguing with each other, it's phenomenal. I love it. So my number 1 sporting moment or moments is every moment that The Rock and John Cena meet in the ring and have an argument.
Okay, right, fair enough. I can't really pull you up on the fact that you've got sports entertainment, because I know that both me and Damien will have one of these in our things, but right, should we move on, Damien?
But it wasn't even a moment, was it? It was just when they get in the same ring together.
It was moments.
I mean, that was probably after 13 episodes. That is probably one of
they get
in actual fact, the worst.
They get
ever
in,
top 5.
They get in the same what? What do they get in the same of, Damien?
Pardon?
They get in the same what?
Ring.
He's on me!
Sorry. Right. That was useless, Darren. Honestly,
I did tell you.
Honestly, I like the fact that someone in the Facebook live chat has gone. I bet he used it. It was a choice between Roger Bannister and Chariots of Fire as being your number 1, or Hogwarts and Harry Potter and the Quidditch match and the final one or something.
Do you know what?
I haven't seen either of those.
I've known you for, well, I've only ever met you on this show tonight. Don't really know who you are, to be honest. And Darren, you're so cute. The cutest bloke. The cutest man bear I've ever seen.
Damien,
You do know me anyway, because I remember your demo at Such Sound Radio.
You always go back there. Anyway, clean cut, people. Right, Damien, I'm going to do my top 5 next. This is how it's done. This is how you do a top 5, Darren. Are you ready?
Go on.
At number 5, it is Mighty Ducks the film. No, I'm joking. It's not Mighty Ducks the film. Right, at number 5.
Do you know what? You can duck off for that.
It is June 28th, 1998. We are in Pittsburgh. It is a massive feud and a very special match was called for. And it will always be remembered by me for the best ever line and commentary in sports entertainment.
What's going to happen here? Undertaker fighting back. He's fighting back. They're right above us, folks. And I don't like a damn bit. Oh, my God. Look out. Oh, man! The God Almighty! The God Almighty! They killed him! Oh, my God. As God is my witness, he is broken in half!
That was Mankind and Undertaker, Hell in the Cell, King of the Ring, 1998. The best wrestling match I have ever watched. And that bit, they've killed him. As God is my witness, he is broken in half, done by JR, is just one of the best bits of sports commentary you will ever hear. Damien, I knew...
No, do you know what? That for me, just that when you watch that, I mean, you can't put in the... Look, okay, we're not being marks here, but wrestling is worked. It is sports entertainment. However, I would defy anybody to say that throwing somebody off a cell into a table is fake. It's going to hurt. His frigging tooth went through his up here and came out of his nose. It was phenomenal. And I think, Ian, rightly so, that was just, you can't redo that. It was amazing.
What I love about wrestling is that once you see your first bit of wrestling, you tend to get hooked because you go, whoa, like that, and go, wow.
Because it's a cliffhanger. It's like a soap, and there's so many people. I mean, when I was sort of 18, it was 1998, and 96 to 98 they called it the Attitude Era. And before, it used to not be that cool to say I'm a wrestling fan. If you didn't watch wrestling in 96, 97, 98, there was something wrong with you.
I remember.
It was amazing.
Because this was when we worked at K&B Telemarketing, Damien. And I remember I used to record these on VHS on Sky Sports 1 when you used to be able to watch pay-per-views. And I remember watching that match before I came to work, and then coming into the office and going, "Oh my God, Damien, have you seen it? Have you seen it, Damien?" And being really excited.
We used to catch up, normally in the toilet. Not like that. We used to catch up about the wrestling. But Ian, I salute you, sir. That was an absolutely amazing match.
And if you've never watched it and you are a slight wrestling fan, just go and search for Hell in a Cell, Mankind Undertaker, and watch it. It's on YouTube. It's brilliant. Right, number 2 for me. So we are in 10 years later, 2008. This is F1. I've been an F1 fan for pretty much all of my life. We are heading into Brazil. It is towards the final race. Felipe Massa could win the championship of the year by winning the race. But Brazil is known for its changeable weather throughout, and it did, and it rained and it stopped, and it went dry track, wet track, all of that sort of stuff. And Lewis Hamilton needed to win his 5th or better. On the last but one lap, Vettel overtook him to push him back to 6, which would mean that Lewis Hamilton would miss out again on the championship. And then this happened.
Raikkonen's third, and is that clock going slowly?
It is, it's clock! Oh my goodness me! Hamilton's back in position again. 100,000 local hearts sink in the grandstands. It's handed the place back to Hamilton. He comes through, and if I'm absolutely right, I'm sure that he is going to claim 5th place, which is all he needs to do to become the 2008 Formula One World Champion, Lewis Hamilton.
That was his winning his first world championship. And I remember watching that. I was downstairs, living at home. My mum and dad were watching. My mum walked out of the room because she couldn't bear to watch it because it was so like, oh, what's going to happen? And that will sit with me. And that's why I love Formula One. When it's like that, it's absolutely fantastic.
I've got to say, my father-in-law's a massive Formula One fan. He always talks to me about it. And I had the chance to go to Silverstone once when we were doing some catering, and it is phenomenal. I wish I could get into it, but it is, as a fan to people, what a sport, amazing moment.
I love it, and I say I've watched it. I think
is Darren dead?
I think so.
Do
you want to leave early, Darren? Is that what it is? Do you want to finish early and off you pop? Whatever. Right, at number 3, you know this is audio, don't you? Not visual.
Yes.
Yes. So speak.
Yes. Go on, carry on.
Okay.
You've got very, very, I would say, Velesque eyebrows. Do you manscape or?
Yes, I do. Yes.
They're very model-esque. Have you ever thought about going into eyebrowing?
Modelling, yeah.
Right. Well, if you give me a call, I'll put you in contact with someone.
I regularly model my eyes.
At number 3, it is the summer of 2019, last year. I've not a massive cricket fan, but I do enjoy watching some cricket. And it was a Cricket World Cup in England, and England got to the final. It was tied after 50 overs, and it went to what they call a super over, which is like their extra time. 6 bowls each. And on the final ball of the final match of the World Cup, New Zealand needed 2 runs to win. And then this happened.
2 to win. Gattu's going to push for 2. They've got to go. It's got to throw. It's got to go to the keeper's end. He's got it. England have won the World Cup by the barest of margins. By the barest of all margins. Absolute ecstasy for England.
Do you know what helps with these? And this is one of the things about sport. If you're not live and you're watching it on TV, if you've got a good commentator on sport, it will just build everything up. If you've got a proper, decent commentator who can just convey the excitement of the event. So it was England winning the Cricket World Cup last year. And I think what made that even better was that it was on Channel 4 and everybody could watch it. So everybody was involved in it. So it was a bit like the Ashes that we won.
It was a great moment. And I think, again, as a kind of a feel-good thing, how amazing as well, because we don't win a lot. And when we do win, it means something. I mean, yes, we want to win at the football. It's our national game. But when we do win something, pretty darn good. And that was a moment. That was a feel-good moment. And what I like about that is the fact that Darren experienced it as well while watching Cool Runnings after he watched and had a game of dodgeball.
Yeah, good sporting moment, that.
Honestly. So, at number 2, never mind 1966, talking of football and winning the World Cup. We had to wait from 1936, when Fred Perry last won Wimbledon, for another UK person to win the Wimbledon Championship. Tim Henman, who was our great hope, and never did win it, and never got even...
What did you call him? Tim
Henman. Oh, you decide to chirp in now, do you? Get back in your cupboard.
It sounded like you called him Tinned Henman, like you
Tim
combine him with a tin.
Henman. 2 weeks in 2016, and then it all came down to match point for Mr. Andy Murray.
The waiting is over.
And I remember watching it and feeling very, very proud that this quite grumpy Scottish man actually decided to win, and he did win Wimbledon. So it was really good. I thought that was
Scottish though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's from the UK though, isn't he?
Scotland.
Yeah, but he's from the UK.
He's from Scotland.
But we are one nation, mate.
But he's from.
No,
right.
He's from Scotland when he loses. He's from the UK when he wins. You know how us English people are.
He's from Scotland. Oh no!
He's also very funny. He comes across as a real dry, lack of charisma person, but he is actually quite funny when you.
Would you date him?
No, not really. I don't find him particularly attractive.
I mean, what is your type?
What, tennis players? Not really many.
No, just in general. What sort of guy is your type? Yeah.
So at number 1.
Moved on that
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah, we'll
Just a
move
reasonable
on.
conversation.
You know, young and fit.
Yeah.
But you have to get what you're given, don't you? So
always been a fan of Colin, actually. Colin, love you. Great guy.
Do you know, I'm completely off topic, but my mum, I was speaking to my mum and dad about the podcast. My mum went, "Oh yeah, do you remember when Damien came round to the house the first time and he had his baseball cap on backwards and my dad scared you? Do you remember that, Damien?"
Did I actually honestly come into your house with a baseball cap on backwards? I bet he just looked at me and was like, "What is this? What has my son started hanging around with?" I remember being really scared of your dad because your dad is lovely, but he's like he's quite posh, and he just had that very authoritative sort of thing.
Well, he was a colonel in the army, so he has got that.
And I turn up and I go, "Hiya."
With a backwards baseball cap.
All right, mate. Yeah.
I could just see a scene from Kevin and Perry, like
honestly, but bless your mum, I adore, absolutely adore. But yeah, and I don't dislike your dad. He's just strict.
He's not. He's a big softie. Anyway, completely off topic. At number 1 for my sporting moment, cast your mind back to a time when the country was united. And we all felt that we were one, the whole country, and I think even Darren might have watched some of this. It was 2012, and I hope I'm not stealing all of your thunder, Damien. It was 2012, and we had the most brilliant opening ceremony, which I have watched over and over again because it is just fantastic. GB athletes, Great British athletes, were on a roll. We were winning golds, and then one Saturday in the middle of that, at the Athletic Stadium, at the London Olympic Stadium, something special was happening on that day. So it lifted the spirits of the nation. We needed it after what had been, we had the riots and the terrorist attacks of the year, a few years before. So we needed this. It was known as Super Saturday. Greg Rutherford won in the long jump. Jessica Ennis won in the heptathlon. And then one of the best bits of commentary you will ever hear on any sport was when Mo Farah was coming up to win the 10,000 metre to get our 3rd gold on Super Saturday.
100 metres to go. Has he got enough? He's kicking again. Mo Farah is going for it. It's going to be a glorious, glorious win. Mo Farah for Great Britain. It's gold. Oh yes.
I loved it. I just, the whole Olympics was just, I was glued to watching the Olympics.
It was, I mean, the way the BBC did it, the fact it was here, what an amazing moment to feel proud. It was just, again, there's not a lot that brings this country together. And I think that everybody you spoke to will work was, did you see that last night? Did you see this? And it was great. It was, and I think, it's a shame that we don't have more things like that. Because I think one thing that sport can do, it can bring the nation together. And hopefully in the future we have other times like that. But I'm not going to spoil it, but it was on my top 5 list as well. So Super Saturday, the Olympics, I salute you, sir. Amazing.
And I'm just going to play you the second gold because this is a bit of a better commentary. This is the 5,000 metres when Mo Farah was on his way to win again.
The big kicker started. Agita looks dangerous to me in third. But Mo Farah gritting his teeth now. The arms have got to pump. The knees have got to come up high. He's got to find something extra. He's got to kick hard. Come on, Mo Farah. Gabriel Maskell is coming, but I think he's going to get there. Farah is going to make it. 2 gold medals for Great Britain. Beautiful. The place erupts.
If ever you get a chance, just watch the crowd reaction to Mo Farah winning because it is one of the best roars in sport you will ever hear. So that was my top 5, and Darren has literally spoke absolutely all throughout the whole of that.
I've got to say, actually, this is probably the rudest. I find you on this item quite obtuse, to be honest.
What? I don't watch it.
No, I find you obtuse.
So?
Okay.
Do your top 5.
Oh, here he is. I forgot you were paid by the hour. You're going to put your timesheet in at the end of the week? You're pathetic. Just because you had call runnings? No, you make me angry. You're like, I want to put you in the microwave, you big spud.
Do your top 5, kiddo.
Right, okay. So, Ian, I believe you're going to help me out with this, aren't you?
I am. You're going to have to give me some cues of when to do what you want me to do.
Okay, all right. I think we're going to go with... did you get any clips for the first one? The similar one to your Hell in the Cell?
No.
Okay, all right. So mine is wrestling orientated again. Now, I've got to admit, I can't remember what year it was. So just
2018. No, WrestleMania 18. It was WrestleMania 18.
WrestleMania 18. So if you think back to the days that probably you started watching wrestling, maybe Darren, and if I was to say to you, and let's see what you actually say on this. In your opinion, Daz, name me a famous wrestler.
Ooh, do I have to pick one of my favourites? Or...
No, just a famous...
Just any famous wrestler.
Name probably the most famous wrestler of all time.
For me, it's got to be The Undertaker. Sorry, but it's iconically
Why do
brand
I bother?
unknown famous wrestler.
Why?
What?
Right, the most famous wrestler ever that's ever been. The man that you think of wrestling when you think of a wrestler. Famous wrestler. Have a go.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh. Give him an award. There you go.
Hang on. Right, so Hulk Hogan. Hang on a second. Sarcastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
So basically Hulk Hogan was the wrestler of... no, Duncan, it wasn't Big Daddy. Bless you. So Hulk Hogan was a huge draw back in the 80s. Real American, all of that sort of stuff. One of my favourites. And in the newer era, there was a star emerging that had the catchphrases, that had the one-liners. He had the elbow. That's not an elbow. That's
so that's your eyebrow, mate.
He was
the elbow,
the people's champion, the jabroni beating, pie eating. He was The Rock. That's it. There you go, Dazzler. So it was from Toronto. Now going into this match, wrestling's always got bad guys and good guys. Now, I mean, what was that? Seriously? Oh, there he is.
I don't know. I'm doing Superman as well.
Did you put one out there? Because I had a little...
Ooh. Me or
So,
Ian?
there's bad guy and there's good guy. This wrestling match happened in Toronto. Now, Toronto is in America. It's in Canada. Now, Canadian fans kind of like to make it their own. So The Rock went in there. Everyone expected him to be the big star. Everyone wanted, here's The Rock. He's going to beat Hulk Hogan. Now, bearing in mind, Hulk Hogan was the bad guy in this. The crowd started changing as the match went on. The crowd started chanting, Hogan, Hogan, Hogan. They did a complete U-turn, character changes. Hulk Hogan became the good guy. The Rock became the bad guy. When they stared at each other, it was like wrestling's past met wrestling's future. Amazing spectacle. Never see it again. The Rock won in the end. And if you watch it back, he actually leans over and he says to him, I love you. Thank you for this. And it was passing the torch.
It was a really good. I watched it again when I was trying to find some clips, and the crowd is just so into it, so willing for it to be a really good match. And it wasn't the best wrestling match because Hulk Hogan isn't a fantastic technical wrestler. It's more his personality that carries him. But it was just so well worked between The Rock and Hulk Hogan, and they just knew exactly, because they got their craft down to a T, they knew exactly when to do what they needed to do just to get that big pop out of the crowd.
I've never seen this, but I will go and watch this because it sounds like
watch it,
brilliant,
because
brilliant.
It is so epic, and it's it gives you goosebumps when you see them standing next to each other. And bearing in mind, Hogan must have been late 40s at this point. When he was in this
and the rest, I would think. Would he not be in his almost his 50s, early 50s?
Yeah, but it was such a match, and there's nobody like Hulk Hogan in terms of psychology in regards to the fans. He knows just exactly how to read them. Amazing. Go and watch it. It is awesome. So that was my number 5. Number 4, Ian, I would say it's probably something to do with this and this.
Is it?
You see that?
Is it something? Is it something to do with this?
Again, Wilkinson in the place. Johnny Wilkinson, he's done it! It's over! At last, at the 4th attempt, Johnny Wilkinson is on target. England in the lead with only 20 seconds to go.
So that was Damien.
It's a bit awkward, actually. This is an England football top.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you played the wrong clip there.
Oh, sorry. You should have said
the giveaways where it says World Cup.
Does it matter which order? Does it matter which order they go in?
I mean, no, not at all. Now, but I mean, can we have a production meeting? Seriously. You were so cocky with that and confident.
I'm just going to...
All right, Damien, no worries. Let me just play it. You're so cute.
So I'm just going to tell you, Damien, on your message that you sent to me on Facebook when you said, can you dig out some clips? You had, at number 5, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. At number 4, Rugby World Cup 2003 England win.
Sorry, my apologies.
So I think you'll find that I've actually done it in the order that you sent it to me. And that's the order I've got the clips in.
Have you ever met anyone like him, Darren?
Yes.
Do you not agree, though, Darren, that, I got sent the order and then he changes it at the last minute?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
He's really not interested, is he, Damien?
No.
That sporting moment was indeed the Rugby World Cup of 2003. Ian remembers it for big legs, muscles, hairy men. I remember it for sportsmanship, participation. And it was something we actually won. And it was so good. Johnny Wilkinson was doing his kind of... How did he do it, Ian? Was it when he does that thing? He lines it... It was from a... so it was a kick. So, sorry, it was in a scrum. They threw it to him and he drop kick. He did a goal kick. No, I'm saying when he goes for the kick... He does like something.
No, but he didn't on that because it was in the. It wasn't a kick, but it was literally in the field. So he just did it on. So he didn't do his normal when he looks up, looks down, looks up, looks right, yeah, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's how I feel about you when you did your top 5. That was pathetic.
At least feign an interest, Darren. Do professional, feign an interest.
Do you know what I mean? I've never known if it. Oh, cool runnings. I'm really moody with you tonight, and I think after this, I'll come round there. Me and you will have one of our little chats.
At number 3, Damien, please.
Number three. Is this the one we're talking about, Ian?
So yes, this is the football one I've got.
Okay, yes, it's
2018.
Right. Okay. So again, another period of time where Gareth Southgate. To be fair, we all thought, here he is, missed your penalty. Thanks, mate. Then he started wearing waistcoats, and we all loved him for his waistcoats. So we all started wearing waistcoats. And the country got behind the England team again, because do you know what? We were pretty good. And we ended up getting to the first time for years and years and years, we got to the semi-final.
But how did we get there, Damien? What did we actually win in a quarter-final for the first time in years?
We won a penalty shootout, which if anybody watches...
Sorry.
If anyone watches England play,
that almost worked.
You know how awkward England are at penalty shootouts. On this occasion.
Do you want me to play it now?
Oh, for God...
I'm sorry, I had to do that then because it will sound really good on the edit.
The last of the nominated 5 volunteers.
Saved! Jordan Pickford! England are on the brink! What a save!
David Seaman saved from Hernan Crespo in San Etienne 20 years ago. No England keeper has saved a penalty in a shootout since then. He's put Eric Dyer on the verge of winning this cup tie for England.
Yes! England are World Cup quarter-finalists again, and they've done it on penalties.
There you go.
Now, when he said that, again, I was in the pub actually watching at this point, and I have never, this was before COVID, as many people hugging, random strangers, the barman and the barmaid came over the bar, people were behind the bar, people were on the bar. It was just, we couldn't believe it. We could not believe we were going to that semi-final. And just that last game, we would be in the final. And we just missed out. And I've got to say, that team, and for that time that the whole country came together again, that for me is a sporting moment.
And I remember watching, because I remember listening to that commentary, and I say, if you dare ask him who, because I think the last time we were in the World Cup quarterfinals with the penalty shootout, I think it was either the BBC or the ITV commentator asked his co-commentator, is he gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? And he went yes, and then we lost. And I went, you dare do that again? You dare do that again?
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you just, with penalties, we just don't have any luck. But on this occasion, amazing.
Was your pub a bit like this, Damien? So that was the actual sound from a pub. Because there was videos of the reaction. Darren, did you even watch that? No?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Oh, you did actually watch it?
And people got swilled as well. A beer went up in the air. It was great to see. So it was a fantastic moment. Number 2 is very much the same as Ian's. We're skipped past that one, which was Super Saturday for the Olympics. Ian, for number 1, you've got that lined up, have you?
I have, yes, but it depends. This is when we should really have had a production meeting beforehand. Do you want me to do it first? Because it is the... do you want me to just play it? We can clean edit a bit this, it's fine.
I think number 1 can only be described as probably this.
Goes on a bit longer than I thought. I'm just going to cut the national anthem. Is that a sackable offence? We
No,
should,
no,
we,
no, I
we
don't
should,
think
we
so,
should
yeah.
all be standing in for that.
Have you got any other clips? Or
No, that was the only one I have got, unfortunately.
okay, all right. So
You did provide me with him like 2 hours with an hour and a half to
to
go
set
before
the
show.
scene, England, 1996. It's coming home, and it was just fantastic. Fantasy Football League. Everyone got behind the song of "It's Coming Home." Football's coming home. It was Euro '96. Everything was. That is the time that everyone came together, and it was Euro '96. No one had really that many battles and arguments. It was in our country. Football came home, and we should have won. We got quite far, but people on the pitch like Gaza, David Seaman was there, Sheringham was there. It was really the old school of football, and I don't think you'll ever get a team like that. And there's actually a documentary about it as well, with the whole crew. I mean, just the fact that Gaza was playing, which you didn't expect at all, phenomenal. And I think for me, remains. I was 16 years old. It was the summer. I had a baby sham and probably a bash shandy. It was an amazing period. Ian, do you have memories of that?
I have memories of watching when we got knocked out at home and literally almost being in tears. Now, I'm not a great football. I don't follow a football team. I'm one of these that every 2 years, if England are playing in the Euros or the World Cup, I will get invested in it. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. But that 96, I think because it was at Wembley, the old Wembley Stadium, which is much better than the new Wembley Stadium, it was just the whole country was just so invested in England winning the Euros. And then when we crashed out, it was just like, it was devastating. But yeah, it was one of those, and it was a time when, there was issues, but we were all together as a nation more than we are now.
Which we need again.
we do
need again.
definitely need again.
So, Darren, I mean, your thoughts of that?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, really good. Well done.
Just to let you know, okay, when you're at sleep tonight with your little potato pillow in your little potato skin with your little potato head.
Potato skid?
Here.
Skid?
Did I say that?
I don't do them anymore.
Little old Damien's going to crawl up in the middle of your bed, and I'm going to lay next to you, and I'm going to nibble on your little earlobe, and I'm going to say...
He's on me! Anyway, that was our top 5. I think that was a really successful one, Damien, don't you?
Well, I've got to say, participation-wise, I think he bored me. I've never seen anything like it. His eyebrows more interesting than him.
You both did a good one. Anyway, so is Barbara there then?
She is, yeah. Should we do the next week's reveal?
Honestly, Darren, feign interest, please, for the love of the show. I've got to try and edit this to sound like you actually give to it.
Let me speak to Bart. Hiya. Right. Well, you got a face on you now. Well, what's that in there? No, in there. Because you didn't have that last week. And you come in all cocky, don't you? Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. You come in into this ass with that attitude and you got that in there. How did it get there? Really? No, I know how it gets there. I know how that works. But how did it get there? Right. Right. How many times? Where? Right. And was he good? Right. And he gave you that. Now you're going to have that, are you? With him. With that. Thanks. Right,
And the acting award goes to... What was it?
I'd rather move on, to be honest. Right. Okay, let's have a look. What's next? No words for you. None. Okay, thank you, Barbara, as ever, who comes into my house. Here we go. So, this week's top 5. Next week, on episode 14, and is on the As Yet Unnamed podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, I want you to do your research. I want you to give your all. I want you to go back to the decades of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And I want you to tell me your favourite television presenter of all time.
Look at his little face light up. Top 5 or favourite ever, or just top 5?
No, because the item we do is the top 5, innit? It's never changed.
I know,
right?
but perhaps
Top
it needs
5 to us personally, aren't they?
Yeah, perhaps it needs to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the top 5 favourite TV presenters.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Yes.
So there you go. Been a great show tonight. You can get out as well and take that with you. Yeah. And I mean it. Yeah. What an absolute.
Yeah, I agree. Darren is.
It works for Clarkson, May and Hammond. We're not quite sure it works for Antrobus, Lee and Barstow. But they're doing it anyway. You're listening to the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Judging by the viewing figures tonight, I don't think that top 5 went down very well, Damien.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. Didn't go as well as I'd hoped that one, to be honest. God.
Darren, come on, at least fake an interest in it, please.
I'm okay. I'm good. You carry on. You have your little sports love in there.
Put a lot of effort into that, and you're sat there like you were on freeze frame for the whole thing.
Anyway, listen, I'd love to chat, but I want to watch the last episode of Us. Really good program, that.
Yeah, I've not been watching it.
You know.
No, do you want to do the out then? Is that it? Are we all done now then?
Yeah, that's it. See you later.
I feel it's a little flat, but anyway, there you go.
Good to see you.
Clean edit.
See you later.
Wrong one. Sorry. And that is it for this week's episode of the As Yet Unnamed podcast. I would say thank you to Darren for his contribution to the second half, but it might well not been here. If we had a transcript of the amount of words he spoke in this second half, I'd probably say about 4. Are you going to speak, Darren, or are you just going to wave on the audio part of the podcast?
Yeah, carry on. Yes, I know. I found that really hard because I don't watch sport. I don't follow sport. The only sport I ever really paid interest in the 90s was wrestling, and that was it.
Thank you, Darren. Damien, thank you. Damien!
Sorry, it's a show that I need to get involved in. Sorry, for a moment I thought I was Darren. No, do you know what? Have a good night, guys. I say it all the time, but do you know what? It's a horrible, funny world out there, but do you know what? We will get through this. We got through a war. We can all be together. Just as it goes at the moment, let's all just follow the rules. Let's get out of this together. Stay safe, wear your masks. And you know what? More than anything, and I say this every week, be kind to each other. If you put something on social media, think before you put it on. Think that it can hurt people as well. Just be nice to each other, guys. We get one chance at this thing. Good night.
Thank you very much, Damien. Thank you very much for listening. If you are listening on the podcast feed, then don't forget to click on subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, click on subscribe, like, and share. Thank you to Dunk, who said on the live chat, because we do this live every Wednesday. A bit slow. Yeah. You're not wrong. Right, so thank you very much. That was episode 13 of the As Yet Unnamed podcast. Yes, Damien, quickly.
But if you listen to it on the podcast, it will sound like it was great.
Oh,
you know
it'll
what
be
I mean?
brilliant.
It sound like he loved it.
Yeah.
We put little laughter tracks in. It will sound great. I mean, honestly,
We won't-
watching it live, we probably has as many viewers or listeners as Darren's radio show.
Honestly, it will be that like, as if Darren wasn't even on the show by the time I edited it down. Right, thank you very much for listening. Until next week, look after yourself. If you do want to listen to us on a Wednesday evening, go over to Facebook, the As Yet Unnamed Podcast, or check out the website, the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.uk. Thank you for listening. Bye for now. Excellent. Thank you.
Cool.
Apologies, it was vague. Darren, you did suck the energy out of the room during that last part of the top five.
I did struggle.
Are
with
we
that.
off air? Are we off live?
No, we're not. We're still on live. Do you want to say what you were going to say?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was just about to box his head in. You miserable git. You know what I mean? I'm shattered and I'm running, I tell you what, honestly, for the people who are watching on Facebook, thank you so much tonight. We're going to have a little production meeting now. Well, probably one of us is going to get fired. Let's be honest, it ain't going to be me. So stay safe, everyone. And next week, join me and Ian for the... Me, Ian, and Duncan Penn. Sorry. There you go, you prat. Right. Good night.
Thank you very much for watching on Facebook. We'll be back again next Wednesday evening from 8 o'clock, hopefully. Until then, look after yourself, and we will see you soon. Bye for now. Right, Damien, we're off. We're not really off. Pretend we're off. Say what you're going to say, Damien. Go on. Let's have the live production meeting. Think we're off air. He's not going to play games with that. Right. Bye.